Oh, my phone case is on the wrong way around. That's never a good start to life. Or was it? Oh no. Hey. What's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel about fitness, which is really bizarre. Basically, I've been training for the last year. I've never been into the gym. I was always a really skinny person. Over this last year, I've seen a massive transformation in my body shape, and I decided that there's probably people out there who struggle to kind of see the future and see what's going to happen. So if I can do it, anybody can. So this is primarily what this channel is about. I got into the gym a year ago. I'd never stepped foot in a gym before. I didn't like it. I'd never wanted to go to the gym. I wasn't conscious about myself. I saw a really bad video.
Here's James Bond.
Yeah, that bad. And it shocked me into thinking, I want to do something about this. I don't want to be that person anymore. So I ended up going to the gym regularly. And over the last year, I've seen quite a transformation in myself from where I was. And it took me back to remembering when I first started going to the gym. Constant nights of Googling forums, looking for tips on how to go from skinny to getting ripped, or skinny gains and skinny to muscular and skinny to jack. And I realized there was nothing really out there at the time, apart from, there are plenty of videos of people who are already huge and ripped showing a situation from where they were when they first started like 10 years ago. Basically showing a transformation of pictures. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool, but it doesn't really help me in what I want to do. And there's no like in-depth detail, like a diary almost. And that's what I want this to be. It's like a diary of me going to the gym, the foods I eat, what I do at home, and the rest I'm getting, and how things are reacting with my body the more and more I go. If I can't up weights and things, if I plateau on my weight and on my scales. So it's just like a little collection for people to maybe help along the way, and they go, hey, I'm not the only one struggling through that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big person. There's nothing huge about me, and I know that. This is not what this video is about. If you are a jacked person or a huge person who's already ripped and shredded and looks like a bloody Greek god, this isn't the video for you. Well, it is. You can always comment on it and give us some feedback. Please, good feedback. Negative's okay too. This isn't for people like that. This is for people who are in the same situation as I am, who are skinny people who have always struggled to put on any weight and understand how to do it, and they always fail at the first hurdle because it's kind of too hard or it's too challenging and things don't go immediately as you plan. Because that's always the thing. You get in the gym and you think, oh, I'm going to be ripped in 6 months. It doesn't happen. I thought that. Doesn't happen. You can't get abs in 24 hours. It just doesn't happen. You can, but it's called surgery. Basically, I want to start showing twice a month sort of a video of myself at the beginning of my monthly workouts and the end of my monthly workouts, and see the progression that I've made in that. I've plateaued a little bit since the lockdown happened and since all this pandemic's been going on and the gyms were closed. I hit a bit of a bad state mentally. I think everybody did, and I wasn't able to fulfill what I wanted to do. I stopped eating so much, reduced my calories because I was still most of the time, I wasn't really moving or going anywhere, no one was going out. I was still exercising at home, but it's not the same as when you're in the gym using heavier weights that you're kind of accustomed to and used to. So I did plateau a little bit. My weight hasn't really moved since, say, February, but I'm now trying to push that on and keep going. So here's an example. I got into a bad mental state where I was thinking the scales aren't moving at all, but I am eating enough calories. I'd stopped tracking my food as well, which is a really important thing. Lo and behold, it's actually me. I've not been eating my calories, and now I'm starting to eat more calories. Look at that, the weight's going up. Hey presto, it's magic. I mean, my goals are different to probably what your goals are. My goals, I just want to put on some muscle mass. I want to get bigger, but I also want to be functionally fit. I want to be able to go out and do things. I don't want to break into a sweat if I just walk up a hill and be panting for my life at the end of it. No, that's not what I want. I want to be able to go for a swim or go for a run or go cycling, be active, but also feel that strength inside as well and feel like I've got a good core to me. So when I started, my weight was only 65 kilograms, and it basically stayed that most of my adult life since I was about 16, 17. I'm 6'4", so 65 kilos is 6'4". My BMI was way down on the below normal, or below where it should be. It was in danger, to be honest with you. I've managed to get it up to 75 kilograms, which for me it was a massive thing because I'd never been able to get past 69 at one point. I remember training so hard and I couldn't hit that 70, and I hit it and then suddenly it keeps moving. It's like a goal post and you keep going, and there's a little dangling carrot and you keep going for that little dangling carrot and it never quite gets there. So with my trainer Ryan, he's been giving me 4-week block workouts to kind of change it up a bit, otherwise so it doesn't get so boring after a while. I generally do 3 full body workouts a week. I tend to exercise first thing in the morning at like 5 a.m. It's just what my body does. And that's one thing I've massively learned in going to the gym and in exercise and fitness, is everybody is different. everybody's going to react to different things. Everybody needs to do different things in a certain way, and no one progresses at the same level. So don't ever kick yourself if you feel like you're not progressing compared to your friend. It's genetics, that's what it is. You can't do anything about it. You never will be able to do anything about it, but keep the determination and you will catch up. That's the main thing. So I'm about to start my next 4-week block. To be honest with you, I've only really just been getting back into the gym since the lockdown ended and the gyms have reopened. So I did 3 to 4 weeks to begin with, kind of reconditioning myself, because I hadn't used heavy weights on like squats and compound lifts for the whole since March. So it made sense to kind of go in there and just adapt my body to it again and see what muscle memory I still remained. And it's amazing to know how much you retain in your body and you just know what to do. Yeah, I'm going to film it and let's see what happens. So there you go, that was my first week of the 4-week block. My plan is that I'm going to film the first week and film the last week and try and compare them at the end of the time and see the differences. I feel like this week went pretty well. My bench press has come on, but I also feel like at the same time it's now starting to plateau and it's not really moving at all anymore. I've kind of sat around that 50 kilos mark for a while. Maybe I need to reduce the weight and maybe I'm not doing it properly. I'm not too sure, or I just need to eat more calories. I don't know, I'll figure it out as I go along, and it'll be interesting to see in 4 weeks time kind of where that's at. My deadlifts and my squats are definitely coming on. Before the lockdown, I was in the gym with my trainer and we did a 1-rep max session on everything, and I think my squats and my deadlifts were 90 kilos each. They're generally the same always. I don't know why they seem to go up together. They're now pushing on to 90 kilograms for 5 reps. I'm hoping the goal is to try and get to like 95 kilos for 5 reps by the end of it, which would make my 1-rep max hopefully around 100 kilos, and I'd be quite happy with that. Hitting triple figures would be pretty good. It'd give a boost of confidence anyway. My bench press was 50 kilograms for 1-rep max. So the fact I'm doing 50 kilograms for 5 reps is quite good. My pull-ups are actually the one thing I've noticed have grown massively. I couldn't pull up 3 reps when I first started going to the gym. I just couldn't do it. I'd do 3 and I'd feel like I was going to throw up all over the floor. It was awful. But now I'm doing 8. I now feel like I have to add extra weight to my pull-ups to try and progress even more. So I'm really impressed with that. I'm really happy with those because I could never pull up. I never had any upper body strength at all. My shoulders are the most sort of biggest improvement, and I'm happy with that. I'll post in the section down below what my current stats are and I'll try and compare them as we keep going. But yeah, I'm really excited. Everything's going in the right direction. It's just all about now, after, when you're not in the gym. I know it's such a cliche thing to say, as everyone says, you know, 50% of the work is in the gym, 50% of the work is outside the gym, in the kitchen. It's like, well, that's so true. I didn't believe that until I started to do it. I'm a hard gainer, so I tend to have to eat a little bit of crap to get the extra calories in. There's no way I can eat 350 grams of carbohydrates of just natural, good, complex carbohydrates. I have to eat some crap. It has to get in me somehow. But that's okay. I try to follow a rule of 70% of good foods and 30% of bad foods, and it seems to be working in some sense. So let's talk about my calorie intake. I aim for 3,500 calories a day. That's a macro split of about 350 grams of carbohydrates, 200 grams of protein, and about 110 grams of fat. The fat is always the one that's above than it should be. You know, it's so easy to consume fats. I enjoy nuts, I enjoy cheese, I enjoy butter, I enjoy milk. I just love it. If I could be in a bath of peanut butter, I'd be in heaven. So I'm going to try and restrict those and just make sure I eat sensible fats, you know, unsaturated fats rather than saturated fats. Sorry, butter. I have to throw you out in the bin. So one thing that I've noticed so far is that having always been a skinny person, having put on 10 kilos, I feel incredibly conscious. Now, I know that sounds really stupid to a lot of people out there, but to me, I've always been skinny. I've never really had any body fat on me. And for some reason, my genetics, I hold my weight around my sort of love handle waist and around my lower ab sort of area. But I feel kind of conscious about it. I'm not big, I know that, but because I'm not used to that extra size, I'm not used to the extra weight of me, it's going to take a while to get used to. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. Generally, my workout starts with about 2 compound lifts, like your bench presses or your squats, your deadlifts. And then I go into accessory works, which is more like your, you know, focusing on your hamstrings or doing some calf raises or doing some Arnold presses, anything like that that's a bit more isolating the certain muscles that you want to use. I don't specifically do any cardio training, it's just not for me at the moment. I burn a lot of calories a day and I really don't want to burn anymore, so I'm not going to go for a run. And because I'm walking around all day, I'm on my feet all day, I'm walking up and down stairs all day long, I generally have good cardiovascular health anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. The main thing I've learned so far is that this isn't easy. There's nothing easy about it. If anyone says it's easy, they're lying. It takes a lot of determination, a lot of hard grit, and just push yourself. Always keep pushing yourself. Not too much where you're going to do something stupid, but just push yourself that little bit more every time you go to the gym, and you'll start to see things working. And I have, and that's why I want to share this with you guys. So guys, that's the end of my first sort of video to do with fitness. Plans for this channel going forward, I want to try and do a fitness video twice a month, maybe more. I might try and put up a few videos of cooking because I'm really into my cooking. I love food, I love experimenting with food, so I might put up some recipes and stuff of things that help me. I'm also an avid musician, as you can clearly see, so I'll try and put a load of those videos on here as well and share that with you guys. And my wife and I, we really love our traveling. Obviously, due to this pandemic, we haven't been able to, but I'm going to try and add up all the traveling videos that I make and put those on here as well and kind of make it like a hybrid channel of our lives. It's going to be fun. Stick around for the ride. Thanks, guys, and I will probably see you guys next week. But remember, keep growing. That's so cheesy.